وإن تصوموا خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون.
This Ramadan brings with it 18-hour fast at the peak of summer, a challenge for the body and mind. In this short video, we look at what happens to your body when you fast. Less blood will be flowing to your digestive system when you fast, so more blood will be sent to other tissues in your body. In addition, your body will use the fasting period to remove deposits of cholesterol that line the blood vessels. When you breathe, your body can absorb thousands of toxins which are infused in the environment around us. Fasting helps us remove the toxins that have built up within your lungs. Your stomach uses the time during fasting to clean itself and remove any waste matter to allow for more efficient digestion. Your intestines also use the time during fasting to clean themselves and remove any waste matter to allow for more efficient digestion. Your liver provides the body with glycogen, the secondary energy source, and breaks down fat to provide glycerol, another energy source. When you are fasting, your kidneys increase the amount of diuresis, the process of excretion of salt and water, which leads to lower blood pressure. The month of fasting can be extremely beneficial for us, mentally, spiritually, and physically. As long as you eat the right foods and don't push yourself too hard physically, you may find yourself in a healthier state at the end of the month.
Depuis plus de 2 mois avant l'arrivée du Ramadan 2013, je souffrais de ballonnements, de reflux gastrique, d'inflammation du côlon et du rectum. Quand je marchais et quand j'allais aux toilettes, j'avais l'impression qu'il y avait une boule à l'extrémité du côlon. Pour ma première visite médicale, on m'avait fait subir une fibroscopie à l'issue de laquelle on avait découvert une œsophagite au stade initial. Traitée par des médicaments, elle avait disparu en quelques jours. Mais les ballonnements, l'inflammation rectale et les douleurs intestinales persistaient. J'allais demander un rendez-vous pour une deuxième visite, afin de me faire une rectoscopie. J'avais non seulement honte de me montrer nu pour le médecin, mais aussi peur de la peine que provoquerait l'introduction de ce matériel-là dans mon ventre, sans doute par souvenir de la première visite. J'avais donc remis à plus tard la rectoscopie. Le mois du carême arrivait. J'avais pris une décision. Commencer à jeûner. Et si ma maladie persistait ou s'aggravait, je romprais le jeûne, et je remettrais le carême à plus tard, c'est-à-dire au jour où je serais complètement guéri. Pour les 3 premiers jours, j'admets que je vais souffrir non seulement des maux du ventre, mais aussi des maux de tête. Mais je vais décider de patienter. Au 4e jour, un miracle s'était produit en moi. Je ne sentais plus aucune douleur abdominale, les gaz s'étaient considérablement réduits, et les démangeaisons rectales avaient disparu. Au fur et à mesure que les jours du carême s'écoulaient, je me sentais de plus en plus mieux. Sentant une nette amélioration de ma santé, j'avais décidé de renforcer ce remède divin par un régime alimentaire qui exclurait les boissons gazeuses, certains légumes secs, certains fruits et certains types de gâteaux. Résultat, en ce 15e jour du Ramadan, je suis déjà à 99% guéri. Louange à Dieu, le munition.
For more than 2 months before Ramadan 2013, I suffered from bloating, reflux esophagitis, inflammatory bowel and rectum. When I walked, and when I went to the toilet, I felt as if there was a ball at the extremity of my colon. For my first medical visit, I underwent an endoscopy, after which was diagnosed an esophagitis at the initial stage. Treated by medication, it disappeared in a few days. But the flatulence, the rectal inflammation, and the intestinal aches persisted. I was going to request an appointment for a second visit to undergo a sigmoidoscope. I was not only ashamed to show myself naked to the doctor, but also afraid of the pain caused by the introduction of that equipment in my belly, doubtless because of my previous painful experience at the first visit. So I postponed the sigmoidoscope. When the Lent month came, I made a decision to start fasting, and if my health condition did not improve or worsened, I would break the fast, and I would defer the Lent to the day I would be completely healed. For the first 3 days, I admit that I suffered not only from stomach aches, but also from headaches. But I decided to wait and see. On the fourth day, a miracle happened. I did not feel any abdominal pain. Stomach gazes were significantly reduced, and the rectal itching disappeared. As the Lent days went by, I felt even more better. Feeling a marked improvement in my health, I decided to reinforce this divine remedy with a diet which excludes soft drinks, some legumes, some fruits, and some types of cakes. Result: on this 15th day of Ramadan, I am 99% recovered. Praise be to God, the Omniscient.